Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is Mystical Skies. Yeah, as you can see, I'm being a little bit invaded here. So, got friends visiting, and they brought friends as well, which is kind of starting to get a little bit annoying. Yes, I left a gate off of that. I didn't really want to, because currently this is the only company I have, but that's not entirely true. If I look at my map here, you can see that I did a visit over to another person over here. I think this was Nabi Git, one of our patrons. This is that spot where I ended up dying and I respawned, and I had to like constantly keep falling over and over and over until finally I landed on my platform here. So, I actually did a bunch of grindy stuff while I was gone. I hope you guys don't mind. It was very mind-numbing. Actually, it was rather therapeutic, more or less. But what I ended up doing, let's take the items that don't belong here out, is I completed all of these quests here with the resources. Basically, I made all of these, I made all of these, and with those I made all of these. Now, there is nothing really fantastic about it. Some of these you could just actually get or craft in other methods. Or find in the nether, or something along those lines. But there was one specific one that I had a little bit of trouble with, and that's the sea lantern. When you go to pick that up, you end up getting like little bits of sea lantern, like you get little prismarine crystals instead of prismarine shards and those, so you can't recraft it. And in order to make these, you can only do it with like other methods and like grinding recipes, which I haven't actually made a grinder yet or anything. So I was like, all right, how am I going to do that? Well, I found out that there is an empowered displacer, which actually is part of the quests. If you go along here in the nether one, you can see it just kind of goes all the way down the middle to make an empowered displacer, which is just a regular displacer plus diamond and a soul steel ingot. And then it can actually pop things like those sea lanterns. Now, this is going to be some time before I actually finish this one off. I'm missing a withered bone and a withered skeleton skull. I did not find those in the nether, but I mean, I can fly around in the nether now, which is really nice. Makes things a lot easier. And I did a little bit of an explore. It's pretty interesting, that's for certain. I also found a soulless book and a bunch of blackened bone chunks and ender bone chunks out there. I got an Enderman loot kit as one of the rewards. Kind of interesting stuff. Not too much stuff though. And I took a look through all the rest of these, and there are a few gates in here that are way down the line, but there are a couple that are like immediate or very close. Most of them are locked behind Botania, or in this case it says Botany. One of which is living wood, and that's Tinker's Construct. Not really too bothered about Tinker's Construct, except for one thing. Excuse me, Sith Rebel. And that is, I really just want some Paxels, because they're very useful, and you can repair them with the appropriate material. Oh, there's a flint one as well. I didn't see that. That's cool, because that's actually part of the Tinker's Construct quests. And I think that that's actually better than the stone. What's the iron level? Iron level? No, it's the same. Mining speed 3.8, 4.0. Okay, so it's weaker. But still, I could take these tools and potentially upgrade it to an iron or gold, which is actually cobalt. Or better yet, diamond, which is manilin. But I'm thinking at some point, I just want this. And I think that I can repair these with... Does it require? I don't know what it requires to repair those, because right now I can repair stone Paxels with stone. I'm assuming iron, gold, and diamond Paxels, once you've made them, repair with those the materials iron, gold, and diamond as well. But I just don't want to have a whole lot of tools on my hotbar. I've done that in so many playthroughs where I just have a crap ton of them. And honestly, the Paxel is very efficient, and if I need a shovel or something to build a pathway, I could do that. That's not a bad problem. Just that I can't mine many things with this. And I don't think this is just obsidian level as well. That's the problem. So I'll actually need something to be able to mine cobalt and all that stuff. So at some point I'm going to need to do that. But I'm getting off topic here. That was just one of them. That just gates Tinkers, because if you look at the top here, it says, click on it to start this chapter. You first need to complete the Living Wood quest, etc. Most of the rest of these are gated behind the mana powder quest, which is a little bit further in, but not too far. And, I mean, I'm really eager to get into Mystic Machines because we completed the entire first chapter here. Then we did the resources, which is completed as well. That was just a bit of a grind. Just me getting a whole bunch of resources. I now have a bunch of them, some of them much more than others. And then the nether one is really actually done until I go wither skeleton hunting. But Mystic Machines, this is where a lot of really cool automation is. But I also realize that I'm kind of running out of space. And as much as I absolutely love the metal chests mod, and I can upgrade these chests and such, I think I'd much rather have a simple storage network. And in order to get there, I'm going to need to get down the Botany route, which is to the mana powder, because if we go into simple storage, it says mana powder, as does, I think, mystical crops and solace and nature magic. I think even Ender IO might be gated behind mana powder. No, mystical or polar. That's one of the few that is gated behind the machine, which is down here, which that should be interesting. It's a multi-block structure that pulls ores from the void. So it's an ore mine. It's a void ore miner. Pretty darn cool. Really like Hearth Well so far. It's a really nice touch. Adds in machines, but I don't know, for some reason I feel like they're more magical, or at least they're non-standard. It's not your usual, everything in a box to go. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to aim for mana powder, which doesn't sound like much, but at the very same time, it will get us closer to unlocking other things. I know that the runic altar is going to be key for making a lot of items that I want, as well as the portal to Alfheim is a key for us to be able to access some of this other stuff. Like, I think, is that refined storage is? No, that's the midnight dimension. Yeah, each one of these ends up unlocking pretty much the next one over once you start around here. But I do really want to get into Nature's Aura, and that's only mana powder as well. So this is good news. Enough of me waffling. Let's actually do it. Floral fertilizer is step 1. So let's look this up. Floral. If I can actually spell the darn thing. Always my problem. Put it on the side here, and the recipe for such an item is going to be mystical fertilizer and mysterious fertilizer, which I think the mystical fertilizer is not the same pink stuff I already have. Yeah, that's fertilized essence. So how do I make this? Oh, fertilized essence, Imperium, and diamond, which shouldn't be too bad. I was keeping these in here just because they're like singles, and it was kind of clearing some space in there. And strangely enough, there's 2 quests that actually have you making blocks of emeralds, with one with warm cores, one with sentient cores. So whichever one's cheaper for you, go for that. And I also found one of these benitoite shards, whatever they are, in the nether while I was mining around. So that's a thing, I guess. But I'm going to try making a bunch of these. Put this in here. See if I can make mystical fertilizer. There we go. Got a bunch. 24 of that. And then a recipe for mysterious fertilizer. 1, 2, 3. That should be good for that one. And then I can just combine these together and make some floral fertilizer, which should be more than enough. Ooh, that's a lot. To basically make a new Botania area. Which is going to be somewhat of a curious thing. I'm kind of thinking I need to make a Botania area. So let's have a little fly around. Oh man, I love the wings mod. And you can see I've got kind of like these platforms here. I was thinking of making like these really big like platforms out here, per se. But I could also have just this really big, massive area out here. I don't know. I was thinking maybe I have a Botania area and I have a Nature's Aura area. That way I've got 2 nature mods nearby, but not actually overlapping each other. I think that'll do. Maybe I'll make this area the Botania area then, and we can expand out on that. Which, of course, I've got my tools chest up here. Which, oh, I forgot, snow. That was one of them that I needed to make. As before, Frostbringer was made with ice, coal, redstone, block of iron. Just put the stuff on the ground, shovel it up, got snowballs, and then you could use the snowballs to make snow blocks. So that was one way that I did that. Because, yeah, making snow was a little bit more interesting. But that was a thing, and it worked out quite well. I do like that there are multiple ways of getting to the same result. That way you're not restricted heavily to follow the same route that everybody else might play. So if you guys are playing Mystical Skies, you don't necessarily have to play it in the same way that I am. There are many different ways that you can play it. Like in this case, I got wings. Several other people are much further than I am. They didn't go for wings. I just wanted it because now I feel safe and I don't have a fear of falling. And I can explore the nether with very little issue at this point. But that's just me. So, grass blocks. I'm going to want a whole lot of those. It'd be cool if I could make different colored ones as well. Ooh, infused grass. That's going to take different seeds. But let's just go for grass blocks for now, which, oh, that's pretty cheap recipe. I think I might be able to manage that. Can I make a whole lot of these? I think I can. In fact, I'm just going to make... Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So I don't need to worry about falling off of ledges anymore. And I am thinking I'm going to have this kind of go out into a really large circular area. By large, I just mean bigger than these. It's not going to be like super huge. So I might start building this, and I will return once I've got this platform that we're going to start in done. And there we go. We've got a pretty decent platform here. There's a gap between the two that's visual, but not actually there. I mean, I'm just walking back and forth right now. It's because I've got what do you call it? Those these things, the framed slants from Block Craftery. Gosh, sometimes memories just don't work. Facing opposite sides, one with grass, the other with these. Arcane stones. I thought that was kind of cool. You know, kind of create a little optical illusion of sorts, but it's also the same here. If you look, we've got kind of this space here where I can walk up to it and I don't actually fall off the edge. Now, if I miss this, of course, I could feasibly fall off there, but, you know, I've got wings, so no big deal. And there's going to be some saplings here, but I want them to be some of those Botania iridescent saplings, and if you haven't seen them, they look like this. They look like some kind of Easter eggs on a tree, and you need a pure daisy for it. So I figure I will put those there, have them grow up, and that'll be the trees on the other side of this area, which I think is appropriate, having some kind of themed sapling for the area that is there, because on the other side, I'm probably going to have something for the Nature's Aura with the golden oaks and or the those big, bushy, ancient saplings as well. Maybe a combination, maybe, because it's going to require multiple platforms for that, and it'll probably require a bunch over there too. What is Nightcast saying here? Requires an alloy smelter. Oh, Nightcast just recently was able to get really cheap solar panels, which they're pretty excited about because they've got a lot of power loss on their early game Ender IO machines. So I made myself oak sapling in a book so I can make a Lexica Botania. There we go, and I just clicked the wrong thing. There we are. I got that now, and I'm going to do the quest rewards afterwards, because I think these just give me random stuff, and I'll sort through them at the end of whenever I'm done recording, because they can really pile up. And thank you for the person who told me that all I have to do is click on the apple, and that gives me all of the rewards that I have unclaimed, instead of having to go back through and do it. So now to do the mystical petals, which was best used if I have shears. So I'm going to bring some shears over with me, put these over here, and I'll keep that there. And in fact, I'm just going to fly over because I can. And then I can use a bunch of the floral powder to get a bunch of these flowers everywhere. Just populate the entire island as much as I possibly can. This is ridiculous. This is perfect and ridiculous. Okay. I think that pretty much does it. That's not bad. Wow. Lovely. All right, so enough of this decorating stuff. Let's actually get into some of the things that we came here for, and that is harvesting all of these plants. Now, I could use shears, but I'm not going to because that's silly at this point. These are just single tall flowers. So it shouldn't be that big of a problem. Now, I think ore excavator is only going to give me the same type of flower if they're connected. So it is a little bit of a tedious process, but as I don't have anything else in my inventory of note, I should be able to just gather all this stuff together. Here, let's actually put these here. I'll bring this down as well, and that should allow me to just gather all the flowers. So I'm going to gather, as I said, all the flowers, because I just did like practically a stack of this stuff. Being careful not to accidentally vein mine this entire platform that I just built. And I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so here I'm actually going to make some framed drawers, and I believe that I think I can still get away with using this. Yes, there's a Blood Moon Rising. I think I can still get away with this just without the bench, I think. If not, then I guess I'll just work it out one way or another. But I should be able to get, here we go, 8 frame drawers, and that's 2 by 2 in each one. So 4 of these should equal enough of them. 8 should be even better. And what I mean by that is that because I've got 8 of these, that's going to allow me to hold 1 of each of the flowers and 1 of each of the petals, so that I have both sets ready and waiting. Now, I am curious if I have... Oh, wait, I could do compacting drawers. Didn't even think about that. Do we have framed compacting drawers? I don't think we do. That's all right. I don't need to compact those petals that much, but a drawer controller... I could make one of those, and then I could just click on the stuff to put it away. I don't need to find it individually. All right, I'm going to make one of these, and I'll be back in a moment. And there we go. I now have a drawer controller, a few leftover ingredients as well. And I'm not sure if I can actually color these or not. Let's put one down, see if I can just click on it with an appropriate material. No. All right, so I do need to have the table for storage drawers. All right, let me see if I can find one of those. There we go. I now have a framing table. I also have a bunch of blocks that I can use. I think I should be all right with the wood that I have. It is a blood moon, but thankfully these guys are not going to attack me, at least at the current time. And it's raining, which means that I can't sleep. And, you know, blood moon at the same time, which is great. So let's see about putting down this framing table. I'll put this down on the side here for now. And then if I click on here, put the framed drawers, which should... Oh, I guess they're individual at this point because I did that. So if I put this here, it needs to be in one of these slots. And then I think I've got it backwards. Is it this way? There it is. So I could feasibly switch it out with different items. I might go with the texture of the logs, because if you look at that, it looks all right, but not quite what I'm looking for here. So let's try grabbing some of these mystical magical logs and see if they look any better. Maybe I can use the leaves as well. I didn't even think about that. Grab these. Fly back over. Oh man, having wings is nice. So nice. All right, so what if I did this? Oh, that's the front face. I don't want that. What if I did this on the front face and this on the back? That's not bad. That's pretty good. So what if I did leaves? That's kind of weird. No, that doesn't work. What if I did leaves on the outside? Whoa. And then these on the other side? That's interesting. I mean, that actually kind of fits the theme of Botania a bit, with it being like kind of naturey looking. That looks really awkward. I don't know. I think I might go with just the wood framing on the outside. It looks a little bit nicer and not quite so weird, I guess. So let me put a bunch of these in here, and I should be good to go to make these. There's the one. Put the rest in here and just make all those. Cool. So now if I put this down, should have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I could even have this at a different spot. But I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move these out of the way, chop the table, put, I could put them 3, 4 like this. And then they're centered, and then I can put the drawer controller in the middle of that. Ooh, that's bad. I need to fix that. That's blocking the light. What if I put it at the top here? Hey, that works. Okay. I like that. I could even move this back a step and then use that light instead. Or I could find a chest to set here. I don't know. I think I might leave it where it's at the moment. I can always move these, I guess, with some tape, backing tape in the future. It's really cheap stuff. Then I can move these back a space if I need to. But I think what I'm going to do is empty my inventory out of a bunch of this random weird stuff and start sorting a bunch of my flowers. All right, so I have placed the flowers, and I also made some of these drawer keys. There's two different kinds. Quantify key, if you're not familiar with it, basically shows all the quantities, which I think is going to be very key. And then, of course, I can lock these so that if I take all of them out, it still keeps a representation in place, which I think is very important. And then, of course, I will want to replace these with different items here, which I think taking some of these of each one and putting them into each of these and then locking those ones as well is going to be very useful as it is. I'll also have a couple of these left, but I think I might still have a little space left in my bag. Yep, just enough for now. I also have an emergency set of wings because my wings are wearing out very quickly. Yeah, so we'll see about that. But I did get the achievement because I ground up some of the black to make black dye so that I could actually make some of these things. So let's check out the achieves on this. Yep, I have completed these. Now to make the petal apothecary, which requires yet another petal. Let's go with something that we have a lot of. We've got a lot of white. That's all right with me. I'm only going to need one of these. So let's put that here. And I'll use the other one. In order to make an apothecary, it's going to... Oh, I can make it in all sorts of different colors. Oh! Can I make it in purple? Metamorphic fungal cobblestone. How do I make metamorphic fungal cobblestone? Okay. I think I'm going to have to look into that. For now, I'm probably going to have to settle for your plain old introductory offer and go with some cobblestone and some kind of petal, which shouldn't be too bad. Man, I love being able to fly back and forth. This is so good. Okay, so I believe I should have some cobble in here. No, I don't. Well, I should be able to make some easy enough. Ooh, maybe not. I think I can make some of this and make cobblestone. There we go. And I think I need some slabs as well to make this. There we go. Petal apothecary, and then I can deposit the excess stone in here. Which actually, I've got some leftover stone from before in there. There we go. This would be nice to have like simple storage. I don't know if it'll actually go far enough. I think it'll go up to 32 blocks, or is it 64 for a remote? I'm wondering now if I'll be able to reach all the way over here for the remote storage, but I guess that doesn't really matter. And I still need to clean up the back of that portal. Oof, looks really bad. Anyway, let's put down this for now. I am going to need a water source. I didn't even think about making a pool, so perhaps I have that over on this side. And I have some kind of water source next to it here. Maybe on both sides. I don't know. I got to figure out what I'm going to be doing for that. Be right back. All right, so what I think I'm going to do is use some frame slants, ice, and turf blocks. Remember, in this playthrough, I have decided I'm going to try and keep things pretty while I go instead of messing it up along the way. So if I can make a little bit of an area that this will work in, I might actually get this to function as intended. Let's remove this, because I think that's actually in a bad spot. In fact, this is the thing in a bad spot. I just realized that needs to be over one here. Yikes. That concerns me a little bit. I guess it's all right. So let's see about adding in some slants here. I think, because I've got some turf blocks that are left over, and I think that this will be a pretty good option for getting this to work. In fact, let's take this off of here, and this ought to give me some kind of space for this to work with. And then I could put some slants along here. Let's try it. Here. Oops. There. And then I can put the Petal apothecary here. And I can put the light source back over here. Does it cover? It does. I can use the turf blocks in this spot here. That's not bad. I mean, I've seen a lot worse. And for my water source, I'm putting down a couple of ice blocks, which will melt. And if they don't, then I can just break them. And then I've got a water source that I could just grab right there. I do need a spot for some items. It'd be good to have like some frames or something like that. So I could grab a bucket just right here and then bucket it back and forth real easy and then put it back on the frame or something. Maybe I'll do that. I'm going to go make a frame. I'll be right back.